Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Back down to Paekakariki we go and say good morning to the chair of the Paekakariki Community Board, Philip Edwards. Good morning, Philip.
Yeah, good morning, Nigel.
You survived this.
We've got a bit of sun down here now after last night's efforts to give us lightning and thunder and etc.
Yeah, good.
The first thing I was going to talk about this morning was next Tuesday we have our next community board meeting, and that's at 7 o'clock at St Peter's Hall. And so if people have got any issues, there's always public speaking time first at 7 o'clock, and then we continue on with our meeting. And this month we'll be giving away our funds from the camp estate as much as we can to applications that have come in.
Do you get many applications, Philip?
There's about 5 applications that have come in, but we seem to have funds there to cover everybody who has applied to some degree. We're not saying that we can, give them the full amount that they've applied for, but if we believe that they're worthy causes, we'll certainly be giving them some funds.
That's for youth, isn't it?
Yes. Well, it says something like under 25.
Okay.
And that's a broad expansion of youth, isn't it, when it gets to that age?
Yes. We like to think we're still young at 70.
Last week we had submissions at the council. I don't know whether Janet, when she spoke to you last Wednesday, what she spoke about. I haven't spoken to her. But what I suppose one of the most passionate things from Paekakariki is the rubbish collection. And there was a large delegation came from Paekakariki, led by Lindy McIntyre, about how rubbish collection is now being developed on the coast. Once upon a time, the talk is that waste minimalisation is what we were aiming for. But with all the containers around and that, it seems now, fill me up and I'll get rid of you, boy, and so we really can't see how that's becoming waste minimalisation.
Right.
Big word for me. Yeah, and of course with the bags being removed, some people are saying, well, I used to buy one bag. It could take me a month to fill that up, and then I'd put it out. And with the bins, you were paying pretty much a weekly price, or minimum of $160 per year, and that you may only use it 10 times, 12 times over the year, which makes it quite an expensive item. And so Meguru has said that he'll form a group to discuss it. Council officers have said that if we go back to a council collection system as we had 2 or 3, 4 years ago, then that could put forward to 8% on the rates. And of course, that's very much a scaremongering tactic, because nobody wants 4 to 8% on their rates.
Of course, they're talking about, a couple of $1 million to put on the system we used to have, the council running it. Is that right?
Yes, well, yeah. Apparently the council look at every 500,000 as 1% on everyone's rates.
Oh, is that how it works? Oh, right.
Yeah, and so, so there's your minimum of 4% if you're talking about 2 million.
Yes.
Another interesting discussion was held by several submitters on the Perkins farmland and what's going to happen to that in revocation. And we had several interesting submissions, but it's something that I think the district of Kapiti will certainly be looking closely at, about the use of that land and how it's going to be used, or what's going to happen to it with revocation after 2020. There was, as I say, I won't go through the ideas that were suggested because there were numerous numbers.
What size are we looking at?
Well, we're looking at all the land that's not being used by Transmission Gully. Will it be sold as a one-off lot? Will it be broken up? Will it be a precinct plan? Lots and lots of ideas came forward, and I just hope the council doesn't want to put it in the too hard plane, because they are the people who have the resource consents for that land and things like that. So it's going to be an interesting discussion over the next 2 years about what's going to happen there with every hectare that NZTA don't want.
Oh, I see. So Perkins have sold it to NZTA?
Yes.
Oh, I get you. Yep. So once they've decided they don't need a certain portion of land, you've got to possibly say, well, we could use it for something.
Yeah, and how's that going to be done?
Yes, right.
The wind turbine, you've heard about that, the wind generated power for Paekakariki. They put out another little pamphlet this week, and they're asking for any more opinions or comments, and they would like them sent to, if I give you the email address.
Sure.
It's Paek, P-A-E-K, which I don't like, but I mean P-A-E-K .energy@gmail.com.
Energy.gmail.com, yep.
Yeah, and so they're asking for any opinions this week. By the 25th of May, they'd like as many opinions as possible, because that will give them opinions about whether people want to still go ahead with the idea or it's something pie in the sky, and these guys aren't going to continue for no reason at all.
So who would pay for this, for the development of it, Philip?
Well, again, there's been discussions at meetings about shared costs between power companies and a consortium, etc., etc.
So would there be some payback if you developed enough power to put back into the main arterial lines, get a feedback on it?
My understanding from the meeting would be yes, but how that money would then be used is again the thing down the further on down the track.
So is it just a Paekak thing, or is it a district-wide?
Well, it's Paekakariki, because that's saying that it's possible to build 3 to 5 medium-sized wind turbines like what's on Brooklyn Hill. This would generate 1.5 times the power consumed by Paekakariki houses and businesses and passing trains, and do it economically.
So there could be a little bit of return for it if you got the money to build it. I gather there's a fair bit of feeling for it, is that right?
I would say that there must be close to 90-95% would love to see it happening.
Yes.
But then there also needs, they've got a good group of people with good knowledge that seem to be running it, and it now requires those people to keep on working and the village to be behind them.
All right. So get those suggestions into Paek, is it paek.energy@gmail.com?
Correct.
Good on you.
Yeah, this weekend, just a couple of things coming up. There's a mulled wine concert down at the Memorial Hall on Sunday, and they run, Mary Gower runs these, and they're always very popular down there at the hall. And on Monday next week, it's Memorial Day, and at 10 o'clock at the gates into Queen Elizabeth Park, they're going to have a service commemorating the 12,000 Marines who lived at Queen Elizabeth Park, and there'll be a ceremony there on Monday, 10 o'clock.
Excellent. You'll be doing the footsteps of the Marines walk or run on Sunday, I suppose, too, will you?
Sorry, my hearing is just a little bit...
That's okay. I was just saying you'll be doing the footsteps of the founders or the walkers of the Marines on Sunday.
You'll still have to be talking louder to get me there, I think.
Fair enough.
Sorry,
now,
my hearing misses out when it comes to things like that.
Yes. I see there's Paekakariki Connection Track. Stage 2 kicks off too, which sounds exciting.
Yeah, and it happens outside my... the back of my place by the railway line, and you can see the defined track and where it's going to go, where they've got them with their weed eaters, etc. And it's taken a long time. It's maybe, I was hoping that 18 months ago it would take 6 months to get done. But of course resource consents get in the way of things, and so I would say finally in the next month, maybe by the beginning of July, hopefully the track will be completed and people will be able to walk from the railway station past the shops to the track to get onto the Te Aroha Trail.
Well, that makes it safer for everyone, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, indeed, and also it alleviates the issues that people will have about the top of Ames Street and a lot of the parking at the top there. Yeah,
sure. All right, Philip, well, we thank you for your detailed information today, and you have a good weekend.
Yeah. No bowls this weekend, Nigel, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Philip Edwards, Chair of the Paekakariki Community Board here on Beach FM.
106.3 Beach FM.